complete. Enter when ready.
Welcome back to another episode of Captain's Log. Today, I'm going to be talking about William Shatner, who you all, of course, know that was Captain Kirk on the Enterprise of the original series and a few movies. And anyway, basically, I just want to talk to you about what I think about him as a person. But before I do that, I first want to go into a little bit of a background on him. As you know, recently in October of this year, 2021, he made history by becoming the oldest person to ever have gone into space here on planet Earth. He was aged 90. This happened on October 13th, 2021. And he went aboard the Blue Orion spaceship, or rocket rather, the RSS First Step. And I will insert the link that I found of his reaction to have been in space. He was very enthused with it. I saw the action. I remember one thing he said during the video, the interview, I think it was from the Today Show, that he did not want to be just shooting Skittles just to see him fly in microgravity, or hanging a pencil in the air. He wanted to look out the window and just watch. And he said this, basically his impression was this should be done by everybody. Everybody should have the chance. At least that's my impression. But anyway, a little bit of background on him. William Shatner was born in March 22nd, 1931. And so he's really 90 and a half years old right now. He was born in Notre Dame de Grâce, I hope I pronounced that right, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He currently resides in the Los Angeles area of California in the United States. And he went to West Hill High School in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He attended McGill University there also in Montreal. And let's see what else. Okay, well, of course, he's been an actor. He's an author. I have a few of his books. I think maybe besides the return of Captain Kirk in the Star Trek books, he's written some of those, at least 9 of them that I can remember right now. He's also famous for having written the Tech War series of books. So he's an author, like I just said. He's produced a few of the Star Trek movies, and he's also directed a few of the Star Trek movies. He's been an actor since 1951. So that's 70 years. So he started when he was about 20, thereabouts. And some of the shows that he has been on, were at least in television, was, of course, Star Trek. He starred in T.J. Hooker. One that I didn't find anybody mention, but I do remember he was in the short-lived series Barbary Coast, where he was kind of a James West type character, but not as serious as James West was. That's in my opinion. He's also appeared on Third Rock from the Sun. He starred in Boston Legal. He was, of course, famous for being the Priceline negotiator for the airlines, hotels, and bundle thing where you can get deals on prices for that. He was in the show Weird or What. He also had one, Shatner's New Nerve. One that my kids loved him in was in Rescue 911, where they featured emergency rescuers, and them doing their job. He was also in a show called Better Late Than Never. And he has quite a few shows. He's had quite a few appearances, and there's like too many to list right now. Now he's been married, let's see, by my count, 4 times. He has 3 children, all by his first marriage. His first wife was Gloria Rand. They were married from 1956 to 1969. He also was married to Marcy Lafferty from 1973 to 1996. As a matter of fact, in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, when Ilea gets absorbed by V'ger, the lady who steps in to sit at her spot at the navigation was actually his wife, Marcy Lafferty. And I think she also appeared with him one time on TJ Hooker. I'm not sure. If anybody can tell me, that'd be great. His third wife was Nareen Kidd, and they were married from 1997 to 1999. And his last and current wife was Elizabeth Martin. They were married in 2001. Now, I mentioned his children. His first, they were all daughters. His first daughter is Leslie Carol Shatner. She was the girl that in the original series episode Miri, and he was in that classroom with the only kids. It was, in fact, he was in the classroom with the only kids. They had just beaten the snot out of him, and he had his shirt ripped and torn and stuff. And the little girl that he's holding in that scene is his daughter, and that's Leslie. And so, and he has three other daughters. Leslie was born August 31st, 1958, so she's about 63 years old right now. His second daughter, Elizabeth Mary, was born in June 6th, 1961. She's the middle daughter, of course, and let's see, and that I couldn't find any acting information on her. The youngest daughter, Melanie, was born August 1st, 1964. She's about 57 now. She's also has appeared with her father. She was the captain's yeoman in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. And let's see, and that's all. Okay, now some of the awards, now the acting awards that William Shatner has received. He's received the People's Choice Award. He's received an Emmy Award, and he's also received a Golden Globe Award. From now, William Shatner as a person, my personal opinion of him is he seems to be a funny guy. He seems to have a sense of humor. I remember one time he was on Comedy Central's roast of William Shatner, and people were tearing him up one side and the other, but yet he sat there and took it like a champ. Especially, I was kind of amused by Nichelle Nichols's roast of him, and also other people's. And he seems to have a sense of humor. Being an actor, of course, he does have a big ego. You have to, in order to be an actor of his caliber. But in charming and charismatic and things like that. Now, he himself has admitted that he can be a complete jerk at times. And just during the second and third season of the original series, he was becoming more and more insecure because of the popularity of Mr. Spock and, that character. So that was getting on him. And he just, I guess, was trying to compensate. And as a result, he had a lot of feuds with his co-workers. And the only real friend he had during the series was Leonard Nimoy. Now, the complaints of the cast about him being a jerk and a prima donna, if you will, could be attributed somewhat to the fact that they were the supporting cast. Shatner had been signed on as the star of the show, so he had to make sure that he was in the spotlight, I guess. And so that, making him insecure because he wasn't liking the fact that people got more attention than him as the star. Yeah, that's not such a good thing, but he was that. And also, now, as to that, he's mellowed out over the years. He's repaired his relationships. One of the most famous riffs that he had was with James Doohan. And from what I understand, they were able to make amends and before Jimmy Doohan died. And so they were actually friends at the end there. Of course, the ongoing feud that he has with George Takei is still going on with he said this, he said that, he did this, he did that, flying back and forth from both Shatner and Takei. But now, let's see, he also made, Nichelle Nichols mad and stuff, but he tried to, as he mellowed out over the years, he tried to repair that. So anyway, let's see what else. My personal impression of him as Captain Kirk, he is my favorite captain from Star Trek. He was the first. He set the tone. He was my hero when I was a kid. I wanted to be like him. He seemed to get all the girls, Captain Kirk did. And growing up, I was a shy, awkward teenager kind of person. And I just admired him for the way he was able to be the man he was. I aspired to be like him in that way, confident and in control and things like that. Of course, being human, I kind of messed up, but I've learned my lessons, and I have a lot of friends now. Being associated with No Budget Productions has helped. I've been in a number of Star Trek fan films, as I've said before, and it's been fun. But I also admire his style of writing, William Shatner's style of writing. I've got all the books where he brings Captain Kirk back, and I found it interesting that he was the one to write those books because, of course, it made sense, him having been Captain Kirk. And after looking back on all that, I admire him. I can't say enough about William Shatner. I don't want to be a jerk like he was at times, but I do admire what he has done, what he has accomplished. He's also raised horses. He has sung on records. He's accomplished so many things. And what can I say? I can only hope that sometime in life I would be able to do great things like he has done. But other than that, I had my best wish, I guess, would be someday before he passes on to be able to at least meet the man. I mean, even for a few seconds, that'd be fun. Okay, and another thing I would like to address as far as Shatner is concerned was the not rumors, of him being bald. Well, let's see. Some people have said that he started losing hair as a child, about age 9, and had his first hairpiece by the time he was a teenager. And he supposedly lost a great deal more hair in his 20s, which, being an actor, he would mean that he would have to wear a wig or a hairpiece, whichever, full time while working. Now, this, if it was true, would mean that he actually wore a wig or a hairpiece when he auditioned for Star Trek. And George Takei, again, with them feuding, he may or may not have said this in order to make Shatner look not as good a person, but he claims that Shatner wore a toupee from the very beginning of the show when they started filming. The problem with that is some of the makeup artists on the show said that they said that he did indeed have a full head of hair. And in fact, in the episode The Deadly Years, they had to fit him with a bald head, bald wig, whatever, in order to make his hair seem older and thinning when he aged on the episode. So that's something else I'm not sure about. Now, if they had to do that, that would imply that they were actually covering up his natural hair. So while it may seem like he changes his hair as often as he changed his acting jobs I've seen, I'm not quite sure whether he really was bald or partially bald or what have you. Now, adding to the rumor that Shatner was bald, I came across a memo from Desilu Productions, wherein who was it? Bob Justman was complaining on February 5th, 1968, that William Shatner's 4 wigs, or some wigs, sorry, and hair pieces were missing. Apparently, William Shatner took all 4 of his hair pieces when they finished shooting, and he was saying that Bob Justman did, if they went to another season, then they would need to reconstruct William Shatner's wigs, because by the time they started shooting, the wigs would have been used to the extent that they were unphotographable, not unusable, but in real life, but unphotographable. So who knows? Was he bald? Was he not? I guess only his the mortuary guy will know for sure.
Program complete. Enter when ready.
What they're doing. I don't talk like that.
Mr. Spock, my friend, we've got to do something.
As you can tell, I don't talk like that.
Although the faces seem the same.
This is the way I talk. I talk like this, okay?
The lives of 430 crewmen stand in the balance.
This is hysterical, really. What show are we on?
At the possibilities, the potential.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and for some reason, unknown to me, people impersonate me. I don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to review some of these impressions, and I'll give you a blow-by-blow as we go along, okay? Why do people do impressions of me? I don't know. They think they're being funny, and I guess some of them are, but every time it happens, I nudge my wife, who's usually sitting beside me, and I say, what are they doing? And she says, they're doing an impression of you. And I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Death, disease, destruction, horror.
He's laughing while he's doing it, so he knows it's not working.
That's what war is all about. That's what makes it a thing to be avoided.
That's what war is, Councilman. That's what makes it a thing to be avoided.
You've made it neat and painless.
You've made it neat and simple.
So neat and painless, you've had no reason to stop it.
So neat and simple that you've had no reason to stop it.
And you've had it for 500 years.
And you've had it for 500 years.
See, Seth MacFarlane's very funny. He's a very funny man. Every so often, comics tell a joke in a club, and the joke doesn't go over, and they say, yeah, well, I'm here until Thursday or something like that. That's what Seth needs to have done on that impression. I'm here until Thursday, folks. Thank you very much.
Something strange has happened. Since crashing through a cosmic cloud, I've noticed a peculiar change in the behavior of my crew, although the faces seem the same.
Now, wait a minute. See, Kevin is like he's manic. He's like he's got a strange twitch.
I don't know.
I don't understand the twitch. And I know Kevin. I think of Kevin as a friend of mine. I directed him in a half-hour comedy. He's very funny. He's playing the comedy. He's not playing. Come on.
What would you change about his impression to make it better?
He doesn't sound like me. He doesn't even look like me. Come on. You're beginning to annoy me, Max.
Apologies.
Okay.
Dr. McCoy is right in pointing out the inherent risk in dealing with any alien species.
You know, I know Jason rather well. I've invited him 3 times to Monday Night Football at my house, and he's been busy or he's turned me down, so I'm not inviting him anymore. So that's probably why he's doing this impression, which is not bad.
But risk is our business.
The amazing part about Jason's impression is he knows the dialogue. He's memorized the dialogue from the show.
That's what the Starship is all about. That's why we're aboard.
her.
Even a spaceship, for God's sake.
Spock, who is he?
He looks great in the uniform. So it looked so good, he can do anything he wants. That's how good he looks in it.
That's poppycock. These people are perfectly free to do anything they like.
His interpretation of me lacks a certain masculinity.
Why do you say that?
Max, come on. For God's sake!
Range, Mr. Sulu.
0.04 light years, sir, and closing fast.
Lieutenant Uhura, open a hailing frequency.
I've been trying to raise them, but there's no response.
Pretty good.
This is Captain James T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Identify yourself.
See, I like the way Jim Carrey looked in the uniform. Not too fond of the way Belushi looks. Otherwise, it's not bad.
Do you remember this sketch running?
Max, you're beginning to annoy me.
Got it. Moving on.
Spock, can you fix it?
Chris Pine could do no harm.
Familiar with the mechanics of plasma systems, but I do know someone who is. My brother.
You have a brother.
The guy that's playing Spock really is good.
Romulans could fire at any moment. Spocko, give it your best shot. All right, no problem.
Think of the ramifications of what Chris Pine is doing. It's Captain Kirk playing Captain Kirk, and that mirror image shimmers back and forth and will go on into infinity.
Scan the Excalibur. Is there any life?
Bill Nye is the science guy. What's he doing an impression?
You have killed.
He's doing a wonderful impression, except he's bent over as though his stomach is contracting and pulling him forward. So he's leaning forward. His attitude is completely wrong.
You have destroyed.
So the impression is not bad, but the attitude is totally wrong. It's not working, man. It's just not working.
Do you see anything about it that is working?
The only thing that's working is that Bill Nye becomes the science guy.
Normally, Shatner talks at a pretty lightning fast pace. He's William Shatner. He's talking. And when sometimes the lines aren't as obvious to him, he slows down. Becomes more deliberate in his approach. Until he gets it, then he's back speeding up again and talking.
See, Bruce Campbell's an actor, and he knows that actors, me anyway, what the hell is the next word? Oh, I can remember the next words. And he's right. So Bruce Campbell is really the most knowledgeable. Wait a minute. A guy is going to do an impression of me for an audition to be on a show? This I have got to see.
My toupee flies off into the face of a small girl.
He's a child.
I'm talking like this because my girdle is killing me.
This kid's got to go back to preschool. He's too young. This is a toddler doing an impression of me. Well, that's an insult. It's an insult. Why would he do that? Did he get the job?
Okay, that's it for this week. Once again, thank you for watching, and may the great bird of the galaxy bless your planet.